Hello, fellow weirdlings. Today I am gonna talk about what to do when your work sucks. This is a viewer question that I got recently in my inbox. Love the question. Basically, the viewer said he saw on Twitter that I try to write 1,000 words a day. He asked what to do when what you're creating just isn't good. He tries to produce and he'll try to be in a great routine, but when the end product sucks, he loses all motivation, can't go on. So we asked how to deal with that. And I could talk about this topic all day, for days and days and days and days, because I think it's applicable to basically anyone doing any kind of work, but especially creative work, whether it's painting, drawing, making comics, writing, or creating YouTube videos. I think we all get discouraged when we feel like what we're making just isn't good enough. So the first thing to do is to figure out why you think your work sucks. What kind of suckage are we dealing with? I need another word. I think the most common reason is that there's a taste gap. The art you enjoy is like up here, and the art that you're capable of creating is somewhere down here. So you're upset because you notice the difference. But the taste gap is good. You've got to respect the gap. You're being critical of your work in a way that's productive. The only way to reduce the taste gap is basically to practice. And if you're smart, you're never going to be able to completely close the taste gap because you're always going to be taking in things that you enjoy and assessing why you enjoy them. But you can get better. Getting better is a surefire way to reduce the suck. Second reason you think your work sucks is because your gut's telling you you're on the wrong track. This I think of as like the horror movie instinct. Every ounce of you is yelling, stop, don't go in there. It's all about self-preservation because you're about to go down a bad path through which there is only pain and suffering. You have a bit of a judgment call to make. First, back away, take a walk, go to sleep, take a bath, read a book, try to figure out where you're going wrong, come back with fresh eyes and let yourself get on the right track. One of the ways I do this is by creating spark lists. Basically, I take whatever problem I have to solve, break it down into a series of questions for myself. For me, I start out small. Okay, where is a better setting for this scene to take place? I will give myself 1 minute and time it, just write down as many places as I can possibly think of, and I'll break it down further. What are the emotions that could be in this scene? And I found this has really helped to free me up and find the right path forward and a more creative path forward. Third, your work actually just doesn't suck and you're making excuses. This is one of my personal favorites. Love taking breaks. I love going on Twitter, YouTube, interwebs, all because I feel like I need to walk away and give myself a break for genius to strike. But that's not usually the case. Usually you have to keep working through it. But the other possibility is that you actually are just really burnt out. Give yourself a few days off, watch a Gilmore Girls or something, but be honest with yourself. I can see you. Once you've kind of assessed what the reason behind your suckitude is, you've got to figure out how to deal. First thing is you can't fix a blank page. First step is always just creating. The way you need to do that is by kind of knowing the place of the inner critic. The inner critic is great. It pushes you to be better, but it has its place. And that inner critic can be a real, I don't like to use bad words. The inner critic is mean. There's a saying that says, draft with the door closed, edit with the door open. And basically what that means is when you're drafting, when you're truly creating something new, let yourself be free to be creative without worrying about judgment. And then when you're ready to actually make it better, to move it from sucking to not sucking, then you can get people's opinions, try to think how other people would perceive the work that you've created in order to make it something that is not going to like totally embarrass you. No artistic work is ever wasted. Even if you cut 30,000 words out of your manuscript, which I have done multiple times. Those words are in you. The idea, like we said, of closing the gap was practice, practice, practice. Anything that you put down on the page is another step closer towards, improving your skill set and teaching you something about your craft that you didn't know before. Don't beat yourself up. Maybe I'm just a wuss. I do better when I'm kind to myself. Not delusional, just kind. 'Cause I'm not any more creative if my brain becomes, headspace. Be proud of yourself. Focus on what you're doing well at. And remember that half the battle is creating just in general. So many people, want to work on creative things and they never get started. So the fact that, you're putting pen to paper, that's already great. Celebrate your victories. All right, guys, so that's my advice. Do you guys ever feel like what you're trying to create isn't living up to your standards? If so, how does that affect your ability to work? And do you have any tips? I'd love to know what hurdles you guys come across in your creative or non-creative work or life. or, you know, you can get as personal as you want. It's cool. Otherwise, I'm actually going to start running a pre-order campaign for my novel Alive, which is coming out June 9th. You should like mark it in your calendar or like tattoo it on your face, whatever feels right to you. So we're gonna have details down below, but basically if you pre-order and you email me a receipt, you will get sent a book plate and a bookmark automatically. And you will also be entered to win lots of prizes, and we're doing this just for Weird Girls. There'll be like Weird Girls t-shirts, mugs, and gift cards. It's really fun. Y'all should try it. Yeah, visit us at www.weird-girls.com and subscribe and follow us and talk to me in the comments. That was pretty good. So, the end. Excuse you. Quiet on the set. Judgment in my face. I've just been doing a perfect performance. Perfect. Flawless. Very cute. You're not a very cooperative co-host. Worst co-host ever. Sorry.